Did the Las Vegas Aces really win against the Indiana Fever, or did the referees? Because when A'ja Wilson racks up 37 uncalled fouls, elbows, shoves, and moving screens that would make an NFL lineman blush, fans start asking the one question the WNBA refuses to answer. Was this basketball or stage management? The cameras called it highlights, but slow motion told another story, one of favoritism, protection, and control. Tonight, we're diving into the footage the league doesn't want you to see, and the moment Lexie Hull broke her silence and exposed the entire operation. This wasn't supposed to be controversy. It was supposed to be competition, a hard-fought series between two rising dynasties. But when the Fever hit the floor, it felt like they weren't just battling the Aces, they were battling the whistle. Every foul, every no call, every tilted possession chipped away at their rhythm until it was obvious the game wasn't equal. Watch the tape. Wilson hops off both feet, lands again. That's a travel. She palms the ball with two hands. That's a double dribble. And ESPN? They call it art? The message was clear. The rules bend for the league's chosen star. Guarding Wilson became a contact sport. Elbows to the ribs, screens that felt more like body checks. After the game, Lexie didn't rant. She reflected, calm but sharp, if you're gonna call it physical, call it both ways. That single sentence hit harder than a dunk. Fans knew exactly what she meant. Across 5 games, A'ja Wilson shot 26 free throws. Aliyah Boston pounded in the paint every night, just 17. And nearly half of those came in one game when Vegas intentionally fouled to drain the clock. Remove those pity calls, and the math exposes the truth. Boston wasn't just outplayed, she was out-whistled. Game 1, Game 2, 0 free throws for Boston. How does a player who absorbs constant contact and never reach the line? Because in the WNBA, apparently, contact disappears when it involves Aliyah Boston. Selective enforcement isn't a mistake, it's a message. Analysts counted 37 uncalled moving screens by A'ja Wilson throughout the series. 37! Each one a small advantage, each one a silent assist from the officials. Boston sets one clean pick and gets whistled. Wilson bulldozes half the defense and gets praised for creating space. If that's not bias, what is? Boston played defense the right way, verticality, patience, control. Wilson played offense with immunity, hooks, shoves, and shoulder drops. And somehow, Boston still racked up 19 fouls to Wilson's 14. You can't script that kind of imbalance unless someone is scripting it. Look at the numbers together. They tell one story, protection. 0 free throws for Boston in 2 games. 26 for Wilson. 19 fouls on Boston. 14 on Wilson. Add the 37 illegal screens that never drew a whistle, and the series starts looking less like competition and more like choreography. The Fever entered Game 5 determined to silence the noise. They out-hustled, outshot, out-hearted Vegas. But every time momentum swung their way, the whistle dragged them back. A clean screen by Boston? Offensive foul. A flop by Megan Gustafson? Defensive foul. A perfect box out? Disqualification. Third quarter, tie game, Boston plants both feet, sets a perfect screen. Tweet. Offensive foul. Even the commentators pause, confused. The replay shows nothing wrong. That single call killed the Fever's rhythm. Boston had to play scared, knowing another invisible whistle could end her night. Moments later, Boston turns to score. Gustafson launches backward like she's been hit by a truck. Minimal contact. Another whistle, another foul. And the crowd can feel it. This isn't basketball anymore, it's theater. 3 phantom calls erased an entire season of effort. 27 seconds left. Game tied. Boston boxes out under the rim, arms up, textbook form. Jackie Young stumbles into her, and the whistle ends it. Foul number 6. Boston's night, and season over. She walks to the bench in disbelief as Vegas celebrates a gift-wrapped victory. Within minutes, the internet dissected every call. Freeze frames, slow-mo edits, side-by-side comparisons. The evidence piled up. Fans weren't conspiracy theorists, they were witnesses. The trend special whistle started blowing up. Then came the audacity. After 4 games of living at the free throw line, A'ja Wilson stood before reporters and said it felt rigged. Yes, she said it. The same player who benefited from every call claimed she was the victim. The irony was so thick it could block a shot. Vegas head coach Becky Hammond grabbed the mic next, berating refs, acting like her team was under attack. But this wasn't emotion, it was strategy. Shift the spotlight, manipulate perception, plant the seed that Vegas was being treated unfairly, so refs would overcorrect next game. And it worked. In the final 2 minutes of regulation and overtime, Las Vegas shot 13 free throws. 13. In 2 minutes. Meanwhile, Boston sat on the bench, fouled out on phantom contact. Wilson smiled at the line like it was her personal ATM. This wasn't officiating, it was orchestration. Through all the chaos, Lexie Hull kept fighting. She hit the floor again and again, elbows to the face, screens to the ribs, but refused to back down. Afterward, she summed up the Fever's spirit perfectly. "We've been here before, we're built for this." Even in defeat, she made sure everyone knew what really happened on that court. Caitlin Clark cheered from the sidelines. Boston led with dignity. Lexie embodied toughness. They didn't whine, they didn't quit, they endured. Against whistles, bias, and politics, they showed heart that money and favoritism can't buy. While Vegas celebrated, the Fever walked away with something more valuable than a trophy: credibility. They exposed the league's double standard, its obsession with protecting its stars, and its fear of fairness. The scoreboard said Aces win, but fans saw the truth. Indiana earned respect the hard way. Every number supports the claim. 37 uncalled moving screens. 26 free throws for Wilson. Get 2 free throws for Boston in games 1 and 2. The 19 fouls on Boston versus 14 on Wilson. Those aren't coincidences, they're patterns that reveal protection, not parity. Fans are no longer silent. The clips, the breakdowns, the outrage, it's all part of a growing movement demanding accountability. The WNBA built this season on fairness, growth, and integrity. But after this series, the illusion cracked. The Fever didn't lose because they were outplayed. They lost because every time they rose, the whistle pulled them down. Yet, even through injustice, they stood tall, reminding the world that integrity still exists in women's basketball. So the question remains, if 37 uncalled fouls can decide a playoff series, what else is being decided behind the whistle? The Fever's story isn't over, it's just beginning. And next season, when the lights shine bright again, remember this moment, because the real reckoning is coming. Clips fade in, slow-mo, elbows, hips, shoulders, screens. Frame by frame, angle by angle, the story writes itself. When rules bend for the star, competition breaks for everyone else. Women's basketball is at its peak, ratings up, arenas loud, storylines massive. That's exactly why standards matter. You can't sell parity while protecting favorites. Fans will accept a loss, they won't accept a lie. If this league wants to grow, the rule book can't be optional. Not for anyone. Through it all, the Fever discovered something priceless: identity. Clark's poise, Boston's composure, Lexie's grit. No shortcuts, no theatrics, just basketball. And when next season tips, every slight will feel like rocket fuel. Accountability isn't a tweet or a press release. It's reviewing tape and admitting the miss. It's standardizing how moving screens are called. It's protecting post players from flops that rewrite outcomes. It's making sure the whistle rewards skill, not politics. Indiana didn't just survive a tilted series, they announced themselves. The promise is simple: we'll be back, stronger, louder, sharper. And next time, when the moment arrives, the play won't be decided by a whistle. It'll be decided at the rim. Remember the phantom screen. Remember the flop. Remember the 6th foul that stole the air from the building. Because when the Fever rise, and they will, this night becomes the origin story. Adversity didn't break them, it branded them. If you believe fans deserve fair basketball, like this video, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss the truth behind the highlights.